called Han Kang. Tell us a bit about her work, first of all.
Well, this is a relatively young
한강 작가의 노벨 문학상 수상을 두고 국내에서는 상상도 못했다는 반응이 대부분이었지만 해외 출판업계 전문가들 사이에서는 충분히 예상 가능한 일이었다는 의견이 꽤 많이 나옵니다. 특히 노벨상 작가를 많이 배출하기로 유명한 맨부커상 국제부문에서 아시아인 최초로 그녀가 수상했을 때 한강의 작품을 접한 외국인들은 한국 문학의 저력을 새삼 깨달았다는 소감을 전하기도 했는데요. 여성 작가로서는 역대 18번째 수상자며 아시아 여성의 노벨 문학상 수상은 최초라는 점을 상기해보면 한국 최초의 노벨 문학상 수상이라는 사실 외에도 여러 가지로 뜻깊은 일이라고 볼 수 있죠. 그러나 이에 대해 축하 대신 반감을 내비치는 이들이 꽤 있습니다. 특히 중국과 일본이 그러한데요. 중국과 일본은 앞서 노벨 문학상 작가를 배출했고 올해 역시 유력 후보군의 자국 문인들이 거론됐었다는 점에서 실망감을 토로하고 있기 때문인데요. 특히 중국과 일본인이 가장 사랑하는 작가로 꼽는 무라카미 하루키와 찬쉐의 경우 항상 유력 후보로 거론되지만 또다시 고배를 마셨죠. 그래서인지 두 나라에서는 한강 작가가 문학 그 자체가 아닌 아시아 여성이기 때문에 또한 한국인이어서 상을 받았다는 터무니없는 주장마저 하고 있는데요. 반대로 독일과 미국, 프랑스 등 외신에서는 이를 전면 부정하며 이제는 모두가 한국 문학을 읽어야 할 때라고 말하고 있습니다. 우선 독일 공영방송 DW 뉴스 보도부터 만나보시죠.
The Nobel Prize for Literature has been awarded to the South Korean author Han Kang for her, and I quote here, intense poetic prose. That's according to the Nobel Committee. Now, out of 120 laureates in the literature category, Han Kang is the 18th woman to win the award. First of all, Matthias, how much of a surprise was this? For starters, it's a woman, isn't it? So,
well, yeah. As far as you can see, the Academy has often been accused of being too Eurocentric, male Eurocentric. I mean, out of 120 winners, there were only 17 women so far.
Now there's 18.
And now it's 18, so they really try, and they've also been too Eurocentric. Therefore, it's not a surprise that they chose someone from Asia, a woman from Asia, a young woman. Well, she's born in 1970, so it's a choice that makes sense as far as the Academy works. But so far it was unexpected because you have all these big names. You have Murakami, you have Salman Rushdie, you have loads of big names on the. They're always bettered like this. And there's a Chinese author, and she was on the top of the bookings this year, but she didn't make it. So it's a surprise, after all.
And you mentioned, didn't you, that the Nobel Academy is often accused of being too Eurocentric. Obviously, this time they've gone in a different direction. Is that seen as a good thing, you think?
Yes, I think so, because I think there's a time for change for them. In the last 20 years, there were 8 women. And if you look at the top 5 countries that were chosen, so far it was Britain. Well, it's France first, then you have France, United States of America, you have Germany, you have Sweden, but all the other continents, you only have 6 people from Africa, you only have 1 Arab writer, only 2 Chinese so far. And of course, it's as a matter of fact, they have to change. They had this big scandal in 2018. Well, it was clear they had a Me Too scandal, and they decided, well, we're going to open up. But it's really difficult because loads of the literature is not translated that much. Han Kang, she's written a very famous novel in 2016. It got the Man Booker Prize, and it's about a young she's an graphic artist, and she decided not to eat anymore, no meat. And therefore, there was a lot of turmoil in the family and whatever. A lot of things happened after her decision. And even in South Korea at the beginning, they said, well, this is too extreme. But she got some prizes there. She got a big prize with the Man Booker Award in 2016. So you can see this is a person that changes the attitudes of people. And it's a rather young, younger Asian author. And so you can see the Academy wants to change.
Just tell me a little bit about what happens. I mean, what's the meaning of, or the effect of winning a prize like this? I mean, what's going to happen with her now?
Ooh, well, we're all going to read her after all.
So more
far,
exposure,
There's,
obviously.
there's more exposure, definitely. And we also have the thing, I mean, the whole procedure is so old school and antiquated. I mean, they start now, ask former laureates, they ask and academies worldwide to send in their suggestions. Then they have 200 suggestions. Later on, they're going to boil it down to 50. In the end, they're going to have 5. But this is totally secret. And then have 2 months and they read everything about these 5 authors. And they're always up for surprises. And for example, in 2021, you had Ramaka Gurna he's from Tanzania. He wrote about the cruelty of German colonialism. And now this author he wrote in English, but still now he's very, very much appreciated all over the world. Now we all know about these stories. And that's what they really try. They try to dig for new ground, for stories from different parts of the world, new authors. And after this, people get, well, not superstars, but at least you can read them. Before that, we didn't have any translations as far as I know.
매년 후보로 언급되는 일본의 무라카미 하루키, 강력한 수상 후보로 점쳐졌던 중국의 찬슈의 작가를 제치고 한강 작가가 노벨 문학상을 수상한 이유에 대해 설명하는 독일 언론의 영상을 전해드렸는데요. 실제로 한강 작가의 작품에는 아주 평범한 사람들이 등장합니다. 고통과 상처, 이를 회복하는 과정 등을 그려내며 인간 삶의 여러 단면을 보여주죠. 그 때문에 그녀의 작품을 읽은 후 변화하게 된 자신을 발견했다는 이들도 많은데요. 실제로 노벨 문학상 수상 전에도 해외에서 한강의 작품에 애정을 표하는 이들이 꽤 많았고 영국 런던의 대표 서점으로 꼽히는 폴즈의 1층 입구한 매대에는 한강의 작품이 10년 가까이 전시돼 있을 정도로 잘 알려진 한국 작가 중 한 명이었습니다. 그렇다면 지난 20년간 가장 많은 노벨 문학상 수상자를 배출한 프랑스 언론의 반응은 어떨까요? 르몽드, 르 파리지앵, BFM 등 수많은 언론이 한강의 작품에 찬사를 보내며 놀라운 사실이긴 하지만 상을 받아 마땅한 작품이다 라는 평가를 하고 있습니다. 프랑스의 공영 방송인 프랑스 24의 방송 내용을 잠시 보여드리겠습니다. 해당 방송은 프랑스 24의 영어 버전이라는 점 미리 알려드립니다.
Nobel Prize for Literature because Han Kang is 53 years old, the first writer from South Korea to win that prize. She's best known outside of her home country for the novel The Vegetarian. It was originally published in Korean in 2007, and the Nobel Committee saluted her approach to writing, her intense poetic prose, which confronts the traumas of history, they say, exposing the fragility of human life. And it is true that while her stories operate on a surface level, social stories where you have human interactions, family dynamics, personal stories, they do also allude to sort of deeper questions of history, of politics, of abuses of power, the experience.
오늘은 한강 작가의 노벨 문학상 수상에 대한 외신 보도 및 전문가들의 평을 전해드렸습니다. 오늘 영상도 마음에 드신다면 좋아요와 구독 버튼 눌러주시겠어요? 항상 함께해 주시는 구독자, 시청자 여러분 감사드립니다. 건강하시고 행복하세요.